Alright guys, thanks for watching. So this is going to be part 4. So from what I gather from the scenario is, we know where we're at and we're going to play the same role as, the 3 other people. Let's see. I'm still going to keep the whole mindset of, what they did. A single family home with attached garage, unusual personal belonging, 2 cars with full tanks, typical hand tools in the garage, no power utilities, no cash money, 3 mobile phones that work if you can find a way to charge them, 1 week's worth of food, water, which would freeze over for each of you, a loaded handgun, what was it? The weather, snowfall still possible, so we're talking about early spring. Yeah, spring, averaging about 35 degrees Fahrenheit. Location, Boulder, Colorado. The crew is going to be my wife, my 16-year-old daughter, and a 10-year-old son. And the survival situation or the scenario is going to be long-term and widespread bedlam. So, what would I do in this type of scenario? Okay. First of all, I am a prepper. So, I do have some preps. I have a dog, which is a plus. I'm not going to throw that wild card into this scenario, having a dog. Let's see. First of all, if somebody were to break in, all my stuff would pretty much be gone. I don't hide my ammo. I don't hide my guns. I don't hide my bugger bag. I don't hide my precious belongings. So that, to me, would be a downside. Let's see. So, but I do have a German Shepherd. So that right there gives me some flexibility, kind of helps me out a little bit more. He's, here to protect my stuff. I never put him in a kennel. He's always been allowed to roam free around the house. So, me personally, I guess what I will start doing is maybe find a way to get a really, really large duffel bag and hide all my ammo in there and find a way to hide it. I don't want to dig it into the ground or anything like that. I can possibly find a good spot somewhere around the house to go ahead and hide it. Same with the guns. Find a good shelf that can hide the weapons. So I got multiple handguns. I got 1 handgun and I got 2 rifles. So that I can give my daughter the Excalibur, which has a 22, and the 9mm, the 40, the 45. All that stuff has almost no recoil whatsoever. I will give the circuit judge to my wife. Easy to use. You can shoot 410 slugs, birdshot, or you can also shoot 45 long Colt. 410, I think, birdshot is not too much recoil, so it's bearable. And me, I like my Glock, so I'll probably keep the Glock. So, what would I do if I had 2 cars and a week's worth of supplies, and it was in Boulder, Colorado, springtime? I would probably, I'm not going to wait it out, because they're saying that the National Guard is going to come in 3 days, but do we know for sure that they're going to come? And if there's no communication, there's no radio, there's no cell towers, there's no internet, then how do we know that they're really going to come? So what I would probably do is, and this is just in this type of scenario, head over to a cabin out in the mountains, close to town, not too far though. Probably within 5-10 miles seems reasonable. Within walking distance. and pretty much, take the two vehicles. Uh, See if I always I have a couple tarps, and they're all camouflage. I never keep a blue one. I don't like blue. I like everything camouflage, and take those with me, and then just camouflage the vehicles far away from the cabin, and start once we get to the cabin, camouflage the cars or hide them out, and start finding. Well, first of all, before I go to the cabin, I will take everything cold weather with me. Warm weather, I don't have a problem with. The summertime, if it's 90 degrees outside, I don't have a problem with that. What I do have a problem with is, -10, at night, -20 degrees, and, 10 feet of snow, things like that. That I do have a problem with. I'm more afraid of the cold weather than I am of the hot weather. Hot weather is just just sweat and just drink more water. Cold weather is you gotta have clothing, you gotta have everything on you. You gotta stay warm, or else you're gonna die in your sleep. And trust me, I've been camping in almost not below zero degree weather, but close to 0 degree. And I'll tell you what, it is not fun. It is miserable. I mean, you are just shaking. And luckily, I took a wool blanket, which at first I didn't want to take it because it was too heavy. But finally, I did, take it. So before we head out to the cabin, I would take, if I have any, what's the word I'm looking for? Wood. Like, for example, that right there, that TV stand, I would actually take that apart, and then take the wood with me, so I can board up the windows and stuff like that. And then what else? I would take all the hand tools that I can, a handsaw, a hammer, nails, a hand drill, all that, anything hand tools I will take with me. Rope, duct tape, all that stuff. Very valuable, pliers, things like that I would take with me. I would take all the clothing that I can, winter clothing, and a little bit of warm clothing. I'm not a huge fan of shorts and short sleeves and things like that. Again, in the summertime, warm weather's not an issue. Mosquitoes, that's a whole different thing. So that's why I like to wear long sleeve. I like to wear jeans. So I would take all the clothing, all the blankets, all the pillows, all the comforters, all the socks. I mean, everything that is cold weather related. All the jackets, the sweaters, no matter what it is, I need everything. It would be best to, have the whole family sleep, in a huge circle or a huge square, in a one bedroom, and have everybody cover up in blankets and sweaters and jackets. And that right there is actually plenty enough to keep you warm if you didn't have a wood stove. So, after that, I will take all the food that we have. I will take water containers, such as buckets and things like that, to collect water if we're out in the cabin. And I would take bleach if we had some laying around. And I would take pretty much my buggle bag, and the kids' buggle bags and the wife's buggle bag and all that stuff. So that's that. So then we would head over to the cabin. Again, something close to town, but not too far. Take the ammo, of course. Take both vehicles in case something should happen to the first one, where I wasn't able to fix it. Then we can at least have a backup. So again, it's always good to have a backup to your backup. Once we get to the cabin, I would board up all the windows, and make sure that everything's all the cabin is completely sealed up, so that there's no holes or stuff like that where cold air can get through at night. I would probably have the kids start collecting twigs and stuff like that, and bring them inside the cabin, and then have the wife collect some of the water from a stream or stuff like that. Oh, and before we head over to the cabin, I would also take pots and pans, to boil water and cook and stuff like that. So, so have the wife collect the water and then bring it in, and then once we run the wood stove at night, we can boil the water. I would not run the wood stove in the daytime just because, of the smoke and the smell and things like that. We don't want to bring attention. At nighttime, if it's 35 degrees at night, or if it drops below 35, let's say 10 degrees, there is not one single person in this God green earth that is going to go hiking at night in 10-degree weather with a buckle bag. So that's why having the wood burning stove at night would be more beneficial than running it through in the daytime. Because at night, there's nobody walking outside in the dark in the woods, especially in Colorado where they got bears and things like that. And the next day, what I would do is I would, I don't want to make it look like we're staying in the cabin. So the next day, I would, try to walk to the town, look up at grocery stores, any pharmacies, things like that, and try to take the boy with me, and have my wife, defend herself in the cabin, and my daughter, and then take the boy with me, since he would, smaller and shorter, and he might be able to fit through a window. I don't want to break any glasses and things like that, and oh, I'm showing a low battery. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. So that's